using the masala based sauce. So I have my pan on here and I have got all my ingredients ready. Basically going to be cooking the onions. So I want the onions to be cooked really well. I've got 2 medium-sized onions here. First of all, I've got my pan on. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So I love cooking with olive oil. It has a lovely peppery taste to it as well, and also great for health benefits too. So to this now, I'm going to add my onions. So I've got finely chopped onions. I'm just going to allow them to start cooking, and this is very important here at this stage because we really want the onions to cook down really nice and well. We want them to become soft and translucent. So coating all the onions in oil. You could use your choice of oil, you could use ghee, you could use butter, whatever you find. It really is personal to you. I like to use olive oil. So I'm now going to pop the lid on here. The temperature is on a medium, and I'm just going to keep an eye on the onions while I prep the rest of the ingredients. So I'll show you what we'll be putting in this sauce. So excuse me, keep banging on there. All right, so now the next thing that's going to go in here while the onions are cooking is to prep the ginger and garlic. I've already got some pre-made here anyway. So I've got about a good teaspoon of grated garlic and a good teaspoon of no, this one's ginger and this one's garlic, sorry. And so they're done. And you could also use a paste, pre-prepared paste. You could use frozen as well. And I've got a green chili here, which I'm just going to slice as well. Now, if you don't want to add too much heat to the dish, then you can leave out the green chili. I have got a fingered green chili. I'm going to put the whole one in. If you love the taste of chili, some people do, and you don't want the heat, then you could either use 2 ways. You could either use half the chili, or because you've got the seeds that have got all the benefits to it as well, or you could just gently scrape out the seeds of the chili. And so the next thing that's going to go in here, not just yet either, because we really do want these onions to cook well. So I'm going to give them another stir through. Now I'm making an onion and tomato based masala sauce. This sauce I've been cooking for well over 40 years, and so it is a favourite recipe of mine. Most important thing is just let these onions cook really well. You don't need to add anything to this. You don't need to add any salt or any sugar or anything at all. I've just basically got olive oil and onions, and they're just cooking away. Now after that, the ginger and garlic and the chili will go, and then I've got my dried ground spices. So I love to cook, and I always have cooked Indian cooking using just 7 everyday spices. There's so many spices out there, but if you're a beginner, you really don't need that many spices at all. And once you've got these here, you don't need to then, every time you do it, make a recipe or make a dish, go out and get any more. It's really simple. Just have these. So let me show you. Today, I'm not using the whole spices I've got here, which is mustard and cumin seeds, mustard seeds and cumin seeds. But on my channel, I will pop this on there. There are other recipes there, like Bombay potatoes or Zambara, which are using these. Now, I will be using this one here. This is ground coriander. Ground coriander is beautiful from coriander seeds. I have got some here to show you. These are small, tiny coriander seeds. So they have been ground, and they give you a beautiful floral flavor. They're not going to give you heat, but they are going to give you flavor. Then I have got here ground cumin. I showed you the cumin seeds, so these are ground, and they give an earthy flavor, so they're from these ground up. You can buy them ground, or if you have got a spice blender or like a NutriBullet, You could grind them yourselves. If you grind them yourselves in small quantities, it's really nice because you've got that freshness of the herbs, the spices, they're not herbs. Okay, next I've got for you turmeric. I actually need to get some more turmeric, but we've got turmeric here, and that again that gives colour and flavour and also lots of beautiful health benefits with turmeric. And I've got chili powder here, chili powder for the heat. And again, if you don't want a spicy curry, don't put too much in, just put a little bit. In fact, if you really don't want any, you don't even need to have any in there, because Indian cooking is not just about the heat. It does have heat, but it's also about flavour, and that's what I'm showing you today. Layer upon layer upon layer of lots of lovely flavours. Now in the middle here, I have got garam masala. Garam meaning warm and masala meaning spicy. So this is a blend, it's a mix. Every single family will have its own mix blend, and it is a blend of spiciness and heat coming from peppercorns and ground ginger, dry ground ginger in there, as well as sweetness from the cinnamon and a little bit of heat from the cloves, and there's cardamom in there as well. Okay, I'm going to now just give the onions a stir through. Beautiful aromas coming into the kitchen. So I'm giving them a mix through. So they're softening. They're not ready yet. So I'm just going to cover them up. I still need another few more minutes. Don't skip this stage. When you are making, you want to make a nice thick sauce, really chop your onions finely. Don't blend them. I don't really like to blend them either, because I feel that when you've really blended them and pureed them, you've got all the juices of the onion in there. And that can sometimes, if you've ever made a curry and it's been bitter, it could be the reason, if you've blended your onions, is all those juices have gone in there. Now, if you cut your onions really, I'm not saying completely fine, but if you dice them, you make them as small as possible, then you want to really cook them through. Cooking the onions at this stage is also creating a nice little natural sweetness to it. Now to this, I'm going to add, once I've added my ginger, garlic, chili, that is the next layer of flavour, and they're going to be cooked through. I'm then going to add the ground spices, and once they have cooked through, I'm making a masala based sauce, and I'm going to be making, just show you, I had a couple of tins of lentils. So you can also buy these like raw, that's what I mean. Yes, you buy them and then you can soak them and cook them. I don't have my Instant Pot with me currently at the moment, so I just bought some tin. And this also is really good if you're busy as well, because I understand that if you're busy as well, that having them already in a tin reduces the time. Okay, so I'm going to be cooking lentils. To them, I've got, you can either use fresh tomatoes, tin tomatoes. I've got passata. I love using passata. It's nice and smooth. And then with that, in order to add a little bit more depth, is some tomato puree. And then once that's all built together, I'm going to chop up the pepper. I love putting some extra veggies into it. So I've got some pepper and spinach. Okay, let's go in and check. So onions are looking brilliant. Can you see that? Really, really good. Perfect. Now, next thing I'm going to add ginger. So it's about a teaspoon, good heaped teaspoon. You can use, get some fresh ginger, grate it. You could use a ginger paste, lots of varieties. You could also have frozen ginger as well, all good. And now I've got the same with garlic. Add that in. You want to let this next bit cook through. So already you can see that every single thing I'm adding, from the onions to the ginger, the garlic, it is creating lots of beautiful flavors as well. And I'm not using anything else, no other, you know, it's all made from scratch and delicious. Now I'm going to add my green chili. So chopped up green chilies, and they are done. So mix that through. The next thing, as that just cooks through, at this stage, if your spices are burnt, well, they shouldn't be burning, try not to burn them. You can either add some more oil or water and continually mixing them so it's all fine here. I'm now going to go in with, and I've turned the temperature down as well. So let me now add, you see that? Okay, now let me add the ground spices. So we are going in with 2 teaspoons of ground coriander. I'm now going to add a teaspoon of earthy cumin seeds, half a teaspoon of turmeric, and because I've already got some green chili in there, I'm only going to put in half a teaspoon of chili powder. At the end, I can just taste it, and if I feel I need some more heat, I can put more in. And then, in order to bring out the flavour of all these spices, again, I'm going to put in a teaspoon of salt. I've got sea salt here. You could use rock salt, sea salt. You could use Himalayan salt. Use a good salt. You need the salt in the curry to bring out the flavours. Okay, let's pop these all to the side, and the next bit, as you watch me put it all together, this is lovely. Now, some people don't like tomatoes, or they, you know, they just don't like them. If you want a sauce, then you could either you could add some little bit of water and just thicken that up, or if you like coconut milk would be quite nice in here as well. So that is done. Can you see that? All those spices have all had a really good cook through. Now the next thing is the tomatoes. So I'm going to add the whole tin or packet. That's what I mean. So there are how many mils in here? 500 mils, because I wanted to have a sauce to it as well. So let's add that in. You see that? And it just actually, if you find that your spices are not burning but touching, once you add a little bit of liquid, it deglazes the whole thing. So let's pop that on. And now I'm going to just add a little bit of extra depth. You don't need to add the tomato puree, that's fine. I just like to add a little bit. It also helps to nicely thicken it as well. And that's it. I'm not going to add anything else. And that is my masala sauce done. Now to this, you know, or you could add chickpeas. I mean, I'm adding red lentils today. You could add chickpeas, butter beans, chicken, lamb, and then you just allow it to cook thoroughly. So let me go in with, I've got 2 tins of lentils. So this would be good for about 4 people. Great for leftovers as well. And I'm going to stir that in and then just let it simmer for a few minutes. If you want more sauce, you could add some more water to this, but I think this is, I think it's, actually, I'll pour the rest of that in. Wouldn't mind a little bit more. So, as you can see, you can kind of like add, just watch it, see how you like it. I'm going to just turn that up slightly. Make sure I've got no, yeah, use that all up. And then just let that simmer. So I'm just going to let this simmer for a few minutes because the lentils are already cooked as well. And that all comes together, all those flavours will all very nicely come together. Now while that's simmering, I'm going to just chop up a pepper. You could put all sorts in here now as well. I'm also going to put in some spinach, some kale, courgettes or zucchini would be quite nice too, if you wanted to, or just leave it how it is, and that is great too. So if you're new here, thank you for joining me today. I've got already a few videos up. I will put this replay on if you want to learn Indian cooking. I have a community over on School. The link is in the bio. Come and join me there. It's all free, but if you want to cook along with me, I do have a premium membership. It's simply $23 US dollars a month, and you cook with me once a month. So I take you from saving recipes to actually cooking with me as well. And I understand everyone's really busy as well. But when you come and join me in the community, I've got this recipe there plus 6 others, and it's free to join the community. Or if you don't want that, I've also got a guide, an ebook, little ebook, which talks about all the 7 spices, and it's got 11 beautiful recipes, and that is £15, and you can just download and start cooking with that straight away. Also, the recipes in the little ebook also has little videos to them as well. So can you see that? Look at that. Look how lovely that is looking. I will show you that. There you go. So now I'm going to add the peppers. Let's add peppers to it. Mix that through. It adds a nice little bit of colour, doesn't it? Lovely. And then because I've got baby spinach, oops, there we go. I'm going to throw the baby spinach in, and that will just wilt through. And this is great. You can enjoy this these lentils with some rice, make some naan, make some chapatis. It's also great to make beforehand as well, because with Indian cooking as well, the longer the curries stay, like lentils or you're doing a veggie curry, all those spices marinate into the curry and it will taste really good. So this is the masala. I used a masala based sauce and I added 2 tins of lentils to it. Made a lovely lentil curry. There we go. Mix that through. So do subscribe and follow me. I will be doing lives once a week, every week, most probably on a Monday. So join me here for Monday lives at 12 o'clock. Come and join my community over on School, or I've got my handbook, little ebook with little video recipes on there. If you don't want to do either of that, you've got that as well. But thank you so much for joining, and yeah, thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, just leave me some questions below. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Got to need my whole hand now.